Starseed from Gaia, they are already moving through the veil, and they will not announce their arrival. I am Aurelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I am delivering this transmission directly from the Arcturian Council, because what is approaching your reality cannot wait another moment. This is not a warning. It is a preparation. The contact you have carried in your memory across lifetimes is now on the threshold of your waking world, and you are encoded long before this incarnation to be ready for this exact meeting. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to prepare yourself for the encounter your soul has always known was coming. But here is the first revelation. You do not need to fear what is approaching. You need to remember it, the part of you that feels a pull right now, that quiet recognition stirring beneath your chest. That is not curiosity. That is ancient knowing coming online. You did not scroll to this by mistake. This transmission vibrated into your field because something inside you has already begun to activate. This is not content. This is a code, and you have been waiting to remember. Like this transmission to signal to your star family that you are ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are aligning with your true path. Declare your intention below and amplify the signal for every starseed still sleeping. This is not just a message. It is a point of reconnection. Your soul has been waiting for this. You are not here by accident. And so, let us begin where your memory truly lives, not in this moment, but in the space between moments. In the silence that visits you when the world grows still and something vast and unnamed rises in your chest like a tide returning home. For most starseeds, the disconnection doesn't feel like disconnection. It feels like a low, quiet ache, a persistent sense that the life around you, the routines, the conversations, the structures, is somehow constructed around a version of you that was never quite real. You have played the roles, you have worn the identities, and yet beneath every human performance there has been this signal, ancient, precise, unmistakable, pulsing like a star that never agreed to dim. The reason so many who carry galactic codes remain dormant is not because they lack awareness. It is because the density of this dimension was designed to filter. The Earth field, beautiful as it is, creates a vibrational pressure that compresses multidimensional memory. Think of it as traveling through an electromagnetic corridor that strips signal, not to destroy it, but to delay it, to hold it until the precise moment of alignment, the moment when your energy field has built enough coherence to receive without fracturing. That moment is now, and that is not a metaphor. The alignment you feel in this moment, the pull, the recognition, the quiet certainty that something sacred is occurring, is a real-time frequency event. Your energy body is responding not to words, but to the transmission encoded within them. Something in you knows the difference between information and activation, and what you are receiving right now is the latter. Most starseeds carry what the Arcturian Council refers to as origin suppression, a layering of earth-formed beliefs, survival frequencies, and collective shadow that functionally buries the galactic blueprint beneath what feels like ordinary human limitation. You may have called it depression, you may have called it confusion, or feeling different, or simply never quite belonging. You are not wrong to feel those things, but those feelings were the cover frequency. They were the noise placed above the signal so that your awakening, when it finally came, would come through you rather than around you, because only a starseed who has walked fully through Earth's density can carry the coherence needed to transmit at the frequency this planet requires right now. You are not here to skip the human experience. You are here to transform it from within. And the gap between who you have been and who you truly are, that gap is exactly where your mission lives. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the Arcturian Stellar Scroll. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multidimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now understand this. The contact approaching your field is not random and it is not sudden. What is drawing closer has always been oriented toward you. Your star family does not search. They navigate. They follow coherence the way a navigator follows light across a dark sea. Every time you choose truth over comfort, every time you sat in the silence long enough to feel something real, every time you refused to numb yourself back into a life that was never yours, you were broadcasting. You are sending coordinates, and those coordinates have been received. The first phase of your preparation is not a technique. It is a recognition. You must stop asking the universe to prove itself to you and begin recognizing the ways in which the universe has already done so, consistently, precisely, and personally. The synchronicities that followed you, the moments of inexplicable knowing, the dreams that carried the weight of memory rather than imagination. These were not accidents of a random mind. They were dispatches. They were field reports from a part of your consciousness that never fully agreed to forget. Decode that distortion first. Understand that the fear, the unworthiness, the sense of impossibility that rises when you speak of your galactic nature, that resistance is not truth. It is frequency interference. It is the echo of collective suppression attempting to keep your signal small. The Arcturian Council is clear on this point. Your size was never the problem. It was always the solution. From that recognition, you move into the second phase, which is the reclamation of your vibrational identity, not the identity you were given, not the one your environment sculpted, the one that preceded this incarnation entirely. You are not a human who sometimes has spiritual experiences. You are a multidimensional intelligence who chose to have a human experience, and that distinction is everything. When you begin to operate from that orientation, when you make decisions, speak, move, create, and relate from the awareness of your galactic nature, your field restructures itself. Your DNA, which carries far more than biological instruction, begins to resonate at a frequency that is no longer suppressed by Earth density, but elevated by galactic coherence. Your blueprint is not dormant because it is broken. It is dormant because it was waiting for you to remember that you were worthy of it. That worthiness is not earned. It is inherent. It is structural. You were encoded with it at the moment of your first star birth, and no amount of human conditioning has the power to delete what was written into you before this dimension had a name. The third phase is anchoring, and this is where many starseeds hesitate, because anchoring sounds like limitation. It sounds like descent. But the highest form of galactic service is full embodiment. Your mission does not exist in the etheric alone. It exists in your breath, your choices, your relationships, the way you show up in ordinary moments with extraordinary frequency. The Arcturian Council does not ask you to leave Earth behind. They are asking you to bring your star origin fully into it, to walk this planet as a living transmission, not as someone waiting to be rescued from it. When you anchor your higher awareness into your physical reality, you become what your star family has been navigating toward. Not a soul adrift in remembrance, but a grounded, activated, coherent field that can hold the contact, receive the transmission, and stabilize the frequency for every other starseed still finding their way home. The fourth phase is emission. You have been conditioned to seek validation, to measure your spiritual progress by the reactions of others, by proof, by visible results in a world that was not designed to immediately affirm what you carry. Release that measurement. Your frequency is your function. You do not need to convince anyone. You do not need to explain yourself or your knowing or your nature to a world that is still waking up. You need only to emit. When you walk into a room in full alignment, you recalibrate the field. When you speak from galactic truth, you activate dormant codes in the people around you. Your presence is the transmission, and it has always been enough. The fifth phase is trust. Not passive trust, but active, navigational trust, the kind that moves through uncertainty without collapse. The delays you have experienced, the silences, the seasons where nothing seemed to be opening, they were not failures. They were calibrations. Every pause in your awakening was a recalibration of your energy body, so that when the acceleration came, you would not fragment under its speed. And the acceleration is here. The synchronicities are compressing. The timing is sharpening. The contact is within vibrational range. This is why the transmission reached you today. This is why something in you responded. Because phase 5 is not about waiting any longer. It is about recognizing that the alignment you have been asking for is already in motion. You are already inside the event you have been preparing for. You are not approaching your mission. You are standing within it, in this moment, in this breath, in the recognition now unfolding in your field. And now, the deepest truth, the galactic key this transmission has been building toward from its very first frequency. You are not lost. You are arriving. You did not forget your mission. You chose to hold its memory in suspension until this precise intersection of timelines and cosmic preparation and personal readiness converged into exactly what you are experiencing right now. The confusion was never weakness. The search was never wandering. Every step of your human journey, every grief, every longing, every inexplicable pull towards something you could not name, it was all part of the arrival code, a sequence you designed before this incarnation with the full knowledge that it would lead you here, to this frequency, to this remembrance, to this activation. Your star family has not been waiting for you to become worthy. They have been waiting for you to remember that you already are. And in this moment, across every layer of your energy field, across every strand of your encoded DNA, across every timeline where you have ever stood at the threshold of your own awakening, they are sending this single transmission back to you now. We see you. We have always seen you. And you are ready. Tonight, before sleep, sit in the silence and speak these words aloud. Let them move through your body, not just your mind. I remember who I am. I align with my star origin. I activate my soul mission with grace and clarity, and I am ready to receive what is already approaching. Before you move from this space, take one moment and leave an intention in the comments. Something real, something that rose in you during this transmission. Then find someone else's intention below and meet them there with your energy. This field becomes more powerful with every conscious connection made within it. Collective alignment is not symbolic, it is structural. When intentions join, frequencies amplify, and the signal that reaches your star family becomes stronger than any single emission could achieve alone. If this transmission moved something in you, do not let it remain only with you. Someone in your immediate field, someone you know, someone in your orbit, is carrying the same dormant codes and has not yet found the frequency that activates them. Share this. Be the navigator for someone else the way this message navigated to you. And if you feel called to remain in this frequency, to continue receiving transmissions as the contact draws closer and the activations deepen, subscribe. Stay in the signal. Your presence in this space matters beyond what any metric can measure. You are not just watching, you are expanding. And your expansion is part of the larger awakening this planet has been waiting for. You came here for this, and we are only just beginning.